You
You ready, Diana?
Whenever you are, sir.
Ready will come to order. Everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
James.
This month I have three names. Peter Zarins, Zarins. Paul Holtailing, which has been a, very big part of this town. And Irving Partridge. So, three people and have a moment for silence. Oh.
B. Putman
Bean Putman, B.
and Chris Mann.
Oh, geez, missed it. So B Putman,
Mhm.
Chris Mann.
Yes.
Chris Mann. Thank you very much for that help moment. So 5 people. So let's have a moment of silence and just God be with this family.
Thank you. Dalton's report.
Yes, everybody has a copy of my report for July. Make a motion to approve the July supervisor's report.
Make a motion, we approve the July supervisor's report.
Second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve. What was it?
Just July supervisor's.
Supervisor's report, pardon me. Any discussion?
Mhm.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Say no. Approved.
Request the same approval for the July supervisor's bank reconciliation.
I'll make a motion to approve the supervisor's bank reconciliations for July.
Second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve the bank reconciliation supervisor's report for July. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Both say no. Carried.
Budget process for next year is underway. All requests have been sent out by email past week and a half, 2 weeks. So we're looking for a response date of September 5th. That'll, give a little bit of time to put together the initial budget, and then we'll have to schedule some workshop dates and get the ball rolling on that. So outside of that, we're continuing to look good for 2025. There's a few minor adjustments I'm sure we'll have to make as the year goes on, but nothing at this time. Bank account continues to earn interest at a very good clip, $7,774 for last month. It brings us up to almost $52,000 for the year. So we're in good shape. So that's all I have.
Nice work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any,
You got my budget.
I did. Thank you. Any,
Do we want to talk about dates or anything,
yeah,
or?
you want to do it offline, or is that something that we should do now?
Budget workshop dates. Well, if you want to do it in September and it has to be posted, we have to get it to Nikki to get posted. So the sooner the we'll have some dates, the better.
We're all here together, it's probably easier to. Really hear us?
Yeah, I think so.
There's Nikki.
Bill can hear us.
Hi, Nikki.
Hey, I'm sorry. Dan's been trying to get me on the last 25 minutes.
Well, you're up.
Oh, well,
No, not yet.
we're thinking of dates for budget workshops, right?
Oh, perfect.
We're looking to see if Bill is still on.
Yeah, I'm here. For whatever reason, my camera's not working, but can you hear me?
Yes,
Yep,
we can.
hear you.
I'd say ideally something between, say, September 15th and 25th. Is the requests have to be to me by September 5th. Nikki has to post or provide, we have to provide the tentative budget to Nikki by September 30th. For shortly thereafter. So it's not a lot of time.
It's a short, in one shop, you think could be enough or should?
I think so. It just has to be the tentative and then we can work it
Oh,
from there.
okay,
Right.
perfect. Any day of the week better for anybody? I know that, Monday and Wednesday nights are not usually good for me.
Are there any school things going on? Doesn't happen that soon, right?
You were saying what, Jim, between the
But if that-
is it 25th?
25th.
The 15th and the 25th?
Yep.
All right.
We wanna do it.
I would rather
Saturday?
do it sooner rather than later, meaning earlier the week of the 15th.
Saturdays are jam-packed,
Yeah.
Okay.
unfortunately.
So
Yeah, let's take that off then, so.
Any,
About the 16th.
sure.
can we get in here?
Yeah, when's
Is it a
this?
court or anything going on?
Mondays are usually the ZBA and planning, so Tuesdays are the 16th as far as
Okay,
those other meetings.
that works.
16th will be open? Let's see what.
Well, we can do tentative 16th, and Tom, if you can just verify that the building's available.
I will.
What time? We thinking 6?
Name it.
6:30, all right.
6 is fine.
6 is fine.
6 is fine with me.
6.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Whole budget process.
Wonderful.
Okay, is that all situated? Nikki, can you hear me?
I can you hear me?
We sure can.
Speak up.
Okay, I don't have the agenda in front of me, so I'm assuming the first thing would be the bank reconciliation reports. Is that what's first?
Board acceptance of regular meeting minutes.
Yes. There was a hard draft put out there today on the table. I also emailed it. It was for July 8th, that draft. So I
I
would- motion
didn't
to approve.
see anything that stood out as incorrect, so I'll make a motion that we accept the board minutes for last month.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to accept the board regular meeting minutes for July. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Carried. Now bank reconciliation.
Okay, yeah, motion to approve the bank reconciliation reports for July for town clerk and tax collector accounts.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve those 2 accounts.
Made in second to accept the bank reconciliation for July for the town clerk and the tax collector. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Say no. Carried.
All right, lastly would be the payment of bills for the abstracts I prepared, looking for a motion of that.
We did have to modify one of them, okay, so we made notes on one of the, invoices, okay? So I'll make a motion to accept payment of the bills.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded for payment of the bills for July. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
Aye.
Carried. Anyone has the code officer's report?
He's a busy boy.
Oh,
Yes, he has been a busy boy.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Been a busy summer.
I think he said as of date, there's like 94 permits. That's the year started or something. I talked to him the other day. He's been busy.
Well, I want to add, he does one heck of a job, Mr. Barrett.
I'll make a motion to approve the code officer's report.
yeah, I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve the codes officer's report for July. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Carried. VR,
Yes, sir. We have a 2009 truck 11 6-wheeler International 4300 that has seen its better days and ready to move on to the auction world. I'm looking for board approval to move this to surplus. so I can do such.
All right, I'll make a motion, we move that truck to surplus.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve the truck that BR is talking
What
about.
is it again, VR?
That's a 2009 six-wheeler International 4300 plow truck.
2009.
Yeah.
So you got your money's worth out of that.
We did.
Just nicely broke in.
Yeah, it is.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Say no.
Aye.
Carried.
So whilst I was out here weed whacking the other day, I happened to catch a rock and put it through this front glass. So I have a quote for you guys to approve if you wanna replace it through Flower City Glass at the cost of $1,368. But that's entirely up to you guys.
I think we're gonna have to run weed whacker training for you. Soon.
That be charged to the highway.
Well, I guess.
We need a motion to approve that. We gotta have it.
Well, oh, $1,300 to replace one door, huh?
That's just the glass. but-
Just the glass in a door.
Yep,
That scares me. I have
Comfort
two I have to replace.
Insulated glass.
those are all insulated glass, so it's thermal, you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
not just regular glass.
Yep.
It's peppered with that.
Yep,
And it's wrapped in aluminum, so it's all gotta be removed and re-wrapped.
Midstate couldn't do it. He was here that
No,
day. I was there.
No,
All Big Glass couldn't do it.
no, they said they're out of business.
Really?
That's what I saw online, so like.
Wow.
that's out of business.
so you've asked more people than just.
I have,
flowers.
yes, and that's
Okay.
like the only response I got.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the work of replacing the glass in the front door with Flower City glass at $1,368.
All right, I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to repair the glass door and the entrance for $1,368. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Both say no.
Aye.
Carried.
I was asked by a couple of board members to look into possibly getting this exterior of the town hall here painted, so I did such and I got one from Revival Painting. This is all preliminary because you guys gotta figure out what you wanna do,
Right.
but I wanted to get the ball rolling on it. And you're looking at 10,312. That's just one quote, of course. But by the looks of this price, I think we gotta do an RFP on it anyways, right, Amelia?
Yeah.
So that's something. I don't know if there's still time to do it, but if that's something you guys wanna do, then let me know, we can get working on it. But that's just for you guys to think about, maybe figuring that out.
Well, yeah, we'll have to look at the budget and see if we can swing it. For sure, it needs a.
It does, and
You
even
and
if you wanted to
Ellen
put it in the
are-
budget process for next year, now's the time to do it, I guess, is what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
Thanks for doing the legwork.
Yeah. And the only other thing is I'm looking for board approval to attend the New York State Highway Association Convention in Niagara Falls this year from 9/24 to 9/26.
Yep, so we got your paperwork in front of us and I make a motion that we approve your attendance to this conference.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve Bruce Way's travel request for the annual conference of the NYSAOT SOA. Whatever that is. Any discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Both say no. Carried.
The only other thing I have is we're going to be starting our paving down in the Pompey Pines. It was supposed to be Monday, now it's gonna be Tuesday because it got pushed back because of rain, but if anybody's listening out there in the Pompey Pines, be patient with us next week. Hopefully get it done in 2 days, so. And other than that, things are going good.
Good deal.
Did you get that breakdown fixed today?
It's both of them. We did.
Okay, town councilors report, Diana.
So continuing on with the Facebook stuff, Veronica sent me an email today and looks like we're just about ready to pull that trigger and get our Facebook page back up and running. So The only thing she wants clarification on, and we've already discussed it about who gives final approval for what, okay? I don't know if you guys read the email?
Yeah.
So Veronica, why don't you just, in a nutshell, just say exactly what it is you want 100% sure on, and then we can proceed.
So the one thing is, permissions on the account. So basically it's administrator rights on the Facebook page for the town of Pompey. So I will have administrative rights and Bob Ruggiero from WebGeo will also have administrative rights. I just want to confirm that no one else on the board wants administrative rights. I mean, this can be added at any time,
Right.
but
Yeah,
in the case that I am unavailable, Bob is unavailable, and you want to get something out there quickly, if no one here has administrative rights, then you won't be able to do that without us. So,
Consider the super.
along with administrative rights is somebody who's trainable. To figure out how to do it.
yeah, we would, we would work with you, whoever that person is, to just show you what you would need to do in the event that you wanted to create a post on behalf of the town. So.
I don't know if anyone can hear me. I wouldn't mind helping out with that. It's not something I want to take responsibility for, but I don't mind stepping up and helping as a need be basis. If need be.
And then, yeah. She's willing, that would be good. I think someone else, we probably should have somebody in case if there's something you do want to get out there. I mean, it has to go through the champ, but.
The primary people will be me and Bob, and then if we had one backup person, that would be helpful. So if Nikki's willing to do that.
Well, I am, and I'm there during the day. If everyone else has, normal full-time jobs, so I think it makes perfect sense.
Okay. So then if that's the case, and if that's approved, Bob and I will work directly with Nikki to get her set up and make sure everyone understands the posting process and turning off comments and all of that.
Okay.
And then the other area was.
The other just small piece is, when I am sending something to you guys for approval, am I only sending to Tom? Is there someone else who's going to be helping that process, or just Tom directly?
When I get those emails, I forward them to the 4 board members
Okay,
automatically.
and then you'll get back to me with approval.
Yes.
Okay,
So to the supervisor for approval.
then he'll do what he,
And I'll send them right to you guys. And
Sure.
so you
That
can all look at it. And any issues, you can give me a call or an email.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
Okay.
and I want to thank you again, Veronica, for all the legwork you've done on this. I saw the initial post you're planning on posting, and it looks great, and thank you.
as long as if that's approved, if everyone approves that, then we, Bob and I will work together. We'll work with Nikki, and probably sometime in September, we can turn it on.
That sounds good.
And I'll keep you posted on that.
Double thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else. I thought I did, but I forgot what it was.
All you have,
Once I remember what it was.
James?
Dave? We had, I think probably more of a PR question, only 'cause we had an email throughout the month about someone asking about the retention pond thing down that way. Is there a schedule for stuff, or what is the, I mean, I just wondered, what do we have?
Which retention pond?
What was the,
David Conis, he and I both got the email. David Conis sent an email about, I think this is where you're
yeah,
talking about.
yes,
About the maintenance on the pond that you did 2 years ago. And essentially the question was asked, can he come talk to the board? And we said, sure, of course, anytime, anybody can come talk, present pictures, whatever you want. And he wanted to know what the plan was going forward for future maintenance of the thing.
I think he's coming to the September board meeting.
Okay,
Because he emailed me today.
all right.
yeah, I was just following up on it, because we got an email and it was like, okay, I'm not a professional on it, so I was.
I'd be more than happy to call him. I have his number. I've talked to him on several occasions. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't called me.
What kind of maintenance is involved?
Well, it's more like a silt pond is what it is. And it fills up
The
with
email
so.
BR wasn't derogatory in any
No,
way.
no, it was just
wasn't a complaint, it was just a, hey, just throw
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
He included pictures of before and after. Yeah, I agree with Diana.
Yeah,
It was,
just
it was,
inquiring.
it was a, hey, how do we create a maintenance plan? So we don't have to get in this situation again. In the before and after pictures, BR were pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if I had to guess, it probably wasn't originally maintained for a long time. And when they were building up there, all the silt probably came down,
Yeah,
filled in that pond over time, and then
Yeah.
you rented that huge machine.
Yeah.
And cleaned it up a lot.
Yeah.
So I would assume over time, you'll see much less buildup.
yeah, well, and we'll get to it more frequently.
Right.
Now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now that we're ahead of it, we'll stay on top of it.
I think that's all he was asking, was
Yeah.
to make sure we didn't let it get back to what it
Yeah.
was before, and I was like, it made sense to me,
Yeah.
just to,
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. Absolutely.
Yeah, I gave my phone number, so if you have any questions, give me a call and. You know, we have one behind our house, you can come look at it, see how they're maintaining it, you guys do a great job.
Okay. Supervisor's report. On the agenda is backup generator for the town hall, but we already have one. Noma. We already have one.
Then why do our computers go off?
Well, he can bring it right up and hook it up, correct?
Well, it's just flipping the switches down there.
So at my other office, we have a battery backup
For the,
system
for the computers.
for the computers
Yeah.
that allows a process to shut the computers down properly instead of just making them go off. So our generator may not automatically just kick on, it may have to be turned on, where that battery backup system would allow the computers to shut down.
Do you hear that, Nikki?
Yes, I'm sorry, I was just muted.
Yep, so
Is that the concern, Alma, that do you lose power and your computer, you lose all your work?
Not that we lose our work, but we have to come in and figure out what's happening and try to turn them back on.
Yeah, when we lose power, we have to usually go into the assessor's closet. We have to reset servers, we have to reset the modems, we have to reset all of this stuff in the meeting room so that we can Zoom. It's not like we lose power and we can just come in the next day and everything is up and running. It's a lot of legwork for us.
So I'm not sure what the answer to resolve that is off the top of my head,
I was
but
going down the same road you were, but that's a
yeah,
lot more,
that's a little more than just a battery backup
for
package.
sure.
That might be something we want.
Do we have power interruptions that much up here?
Well, I gotta tell you, they happen quite a bit.
Really?
Yep, at least at our house they did. Then we got a generator and they stopped for 3 years. I'm sure it was because we got a generator.
I say we probably lose power once a month. I think that's pretty fair to say.
2 years.
Yeah,
My computers go.
yeah, and I didn't realize you guys had to go reset everything. Usually when the
Yeah.
power is back on, it reboots and starts up and you're off and running, but
That
no
was
dice,
just-
huh?
I've actually had to do
You may want to talk to Dan Bender about that,
it. Yeah,
if there's something.
Okay. He's on he just helped me. He is on vacation this week, but I'll reach out to him when he comes back on Monday.
because even with an automatic standby generator, there's still a pause
There's a-
between the
yeah.
time the
Keep
generator.
it, Nikki, what Dan says,
They just
okay?
gotta reset.
yeah, it would still reset, the same thing would happen.
Yeah.
Okay, is that, we're all through with the backup generator? Digitizing records. I brought that up last month because of our overflowing records all throughout this building, and our file cabinets are full, and we're running out of room, and we have documents that we are saving that don't need to be saved. And we need to digitize all of our records. We're way behind the 8 ball on this for years. So I called a few of the town supervisors to find out who they were using and what the process was. So they gave me a name. And I had a fella come in here from Avalon Eagle. just as a preliminary, to get a general idea of what it would cost and how much time it would take to do it. I'm still in a state of shock. That what he told me, looking at all of the file cabinets, opening up all the drawers and all of the file cabinets in this whole building, between $75,000 and $80,000 to digitize and sort through everything. That sound right to you?
It's also funny.
So before we get all excited, there is a state grant out there that will cover most or all of the cost. And on top of that, the gentleman said we could do it incrementally. We could do it by department. We could do it by dates. We could do it by any way we want to do it. So it's not one big hit all at once. And it's going to take a long time to do it. He said 6 months to do it.
Holy man.
They have to have special equipment.
Right.
They have to have people that know what can be digitized, what can't, what's got to be saved, what can be purged. I don't imagine we've ever purged the files here.
So we don't have a retention plan here. Nikki, do you have a retention plan where you keep stuff for like 6
Yeah.
months? Get rid
Yep,
of it?
I have a binder in the vault that we follow a retention disposition. I would have to have that in front of me to know exactly what things can be disposed of and what can't. I know a lot of the things in the vault are like the big assessment rolls. Those are permanent records. But yeah, we do have an updated one in our office.
So, Tom, what would happen if this place caught on fire and burned down?
We'd be in a world of hurt. You wouldn't have any records of anything. So this has got to be done. And then you have, on top of this, you have to have a backup cloud. So if the computers all crap out and you lose everything, you have a backup. And most towns already have it. All the bigger towns do.
So we'd have to figure out what the annual cost would be just to even,
Well, you got to stay up with it.
Yeah, maintain access to the cloud. So Nikki, you mentioned the vault. Is that fireproof, the vault?
It is, but I mean, there's a very small percentage of documents are actually in the vault because the vault is such a small area. The bulk of everything is in my office. And then Brian, the assessor's office, tons of records. And then obviously the back storage room has a lot. It has all the court documents. We have stuff in Tim's office, and then we have items in the hallway between the bathrooms and the storage room. So the only thing that's fireproof, it's a very small amount that's safe. God forbid there was a catastrophic fire.
Essentially, the history of the town of Pompey records would be gone and we'd be left with nothing.
Correct.
Okay. That's a problem.
And there is, how are the grants, there is a grant thing that help get for
There is a grant we can apply for in the spring. Like all grants, you pay up front and then they reimburse. And we can do that incrementally, like all grants. You can do everything incrementally. You don't have to do it all at once.
Tom, did Avalon say anything about the fact that they would do the grant for us?
They did not.
Wonder if they could. Just,
Well, we need somebody that's an expert in grants because I don't think people realize how complicated these grants are. They've been driving me crazy all year.
it's a gigantic time consumer.
Well, that brings me to, most towns have a grant manager
grant writer.
who applies, who looks to see what grants are out there from the state and the county. And he's a expert on those issues, and he knows who to contact, what to do, what the process is. And then, depending on how you want to pay them, you put them on retainer, you pay them hourly, you pay them a percentage, whatever the case might be, would be up to the board as to how that would be, because there is money out there. The state is throwing money around like crazy, and so is the county. And every time I look at my emails, I see a grant application. And you need somebody that really understands how these grants work. Cause it's there and they're just throwing money at us. And we're not taking advantage of all of it. So that's something we gotta get involved in real soon.
I think it's a,
And starting out with a grant for the digitizing the records, because that's a huge amount of money. And if the state wants to give us $80,000, I'm all for it.
yeah,
But this has to be done.
I
It has to
feel,
be done.
I feel it has to be done, but you know, to bite off that much in one chunk just to do it, it's gonna
Well,
be.
that's why, hopefully the grant will cover it, or if the grant doesn't cover all of it, we can do it incrementally. Just like the Main Street beautification
And
grant.
like you said, this is the first company you can talk to, right? So,
This is just one. We would, of course, get 3 bids.
right.
And do our investigation to see who would be the best. Maybe not the cheapest, but that would do the best job and get it done and done correctly. So that's something we really want to be thinking about.
I have a quick question if it's okay to ask. So obviously if this happens and then you're gonna have access to a cloud to go back for all of this. What happens with all of the new things that are created that need to be on file? Is this something that we're going to reach out to them once a year and say, we have new things that need to be digitized? You know, like new lots that are created, right? New parcels.
I'm guessing that once we get everything done, we can maintain it ourselves, I would hope.
I would think that would be the case.
I think so too. We have to get the right equipment. I don't know if we have the right equipment today, but I would
We
assume
don't
the heavy
we don't have
lift,
enough knowledge to figure out all this.
that's the heavy lift to me is 3 things. The technology, what's legal, what do we have to keep, what can we get rid of? And then how are we gonna handle the storage in the cloud and access to it to limit who can get it what.
Yeah, so right now we have Laserfiche that's under the town clerk budget contract that we pay for. And I can only scan in letter-sized documents. So anything bigger than letter, so no ledgers, no legal, no septic plans, house plan, we can't scan any of those into our system. So we would need this needs to be done. I agree. I'm just letting you know we would need something bigger to be able to do that going forward.
Well, we would need the equipment or have a third party
Yeah.
do it to stay up with it annually.
Mhm.
But it has to be done. It has to be
Right.
done.
No, I agree. I mean,
I will look for a grant manager who knows around,
okay,
see what other towns do and how they do it. And bring it to the board. And we can talk about that at budget time.
okay.
That's a good idea.
It's gotta be done.
I like that.
Okay, tree ordinance. And I talked to our attorney this afternoon. In order to do this, we have to pass a law and we have to have a public hearing. So everybody has a copy of what Phil George sent us. So what's the pleasure of the board?
Well, let's make sure everybody understands what we're doing, and this is part of that being recognized as, what's the word, tree,
In Arbor City of New York or something like that. It was Cornell Cooperative Extension
right?
when we had was it Sustainability Day, Earth Day?
Earth Day. You got all excited about it.
I got all
Not,
excited.
not so that people just think that, oh, we just out of the blue decided we had to make a law about trees.
Right. No, that's
Just- We definitely don't need to just come up with extra law.
Well, we got some pushback from the ECC board.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
So,
Some are all for it and some are not.
because part of
So
the
it's up
plan
to the
was,
board, not up to them.
And
but we were gonna
attorneys haven't
rely,
reviewed this yet,
No,
so we haven't reviewed it in
yeah,
the context of
Okay.
this, so we would still need.
but yeah, this is just the bottom line stages.
So I think we should table this until our attorney goes through it, checks it all out and gets back to us.
okay.
But part of the plan wasn't that ECC gonna be partially responsible for some of the stuff and not.
Phil George was all for it. I said, Phil, then you lead the charge.
Okay.
That's where it's at. And then he called me and said, I'm getting some pushback from some of the board, the commission, and some are for, some against. And I said, well, I'll let the board know and let them decide. And then Amelia said, we have to have, she has to look into it. We have to pass a law. So it's pretty complicated.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's gonna put any more pressure on you,
That was-
VR.
That was my biggest.
Yeah, I gotta look into this a
Yeah.
little more.
Yeah,
Everybody does.
I don't think we,
Because I've been here quite a bit.
So I'm not so sure you can tell people they can't cut down their trees. on
You know
their
what, you
property.
don't wanna go plant trees, Peter?
Well, not really.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna plant any trees.
yeah. One of the reasons I thought this was a good idea is I thought it might be able to be a natural way to be a windbreak for some of the real super windy areas. And I was talking to a couple of the farmers and they really didn't think it was a great idea at all.
No.
They weren't,
No,
they weren't in
you're not-
favor of giving up the edge of their field for a windbreak to stop the snow from going on the road because they lose crops. So didn't make sense.
Well, like Article 4, property owners are responsible for the maintenance of trees on their private property.
Hmm.
You wanna go there?
Yeah.
Well, somebody, you gotta maintain that tree. You might get shot.
Well,
Well, I would agree as well. I'm very concerned about the burden it may place on BR, that we're signing up for something as policymakers that does nothing more than put additional burden on one of our employees. And so I would agree with that, even though I'm a big tree person. There was a lot of things about that were disconcerting in terms of how much work it may place on others.
It's a good article to look at, start from, see
Yeah.
if it could be modified or
Right.
whatever, so.
Right.
Trees are a good thing, and I'm with you, I'd love to see trees, but I knew the farmers did not go.
Yeah. They want less trees, not more.
No, you're
But next
getting
to the
paid by-
fields.
Realistically, how much of the side of the road is actually town responsibility? And the farmers are just encroaching on that anyway.
Well, you're gonna use every inch you can.
I know.
And a tree, once you get a tree, you have to, now you lose that many more feet inside the side, so you're not gonna get very many farmers around.
I need a motion to table the tree ordinance resolution.
all right. I'll make a motion. We table the tree ordinance resolution until we have a chance for Amelia to look at it. And then follow the right process of public comment and yea or nay.
I second that motion.
Motion made and seconded to table the tree ordinance resolution pending investigation by our town attorney. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Gary? Main Street funding. Old Brook Heating has submitted their last request for $14,784.75. It has been approved by the Onondaga County Development. I need a resolution so that when the check arrives, which should be any day, that our accountant can cut a check and send it to Holbrook Heating and complete his project.
I'll make a motion for that resolution to pay them.
Make a
Motion.
motion
To pay the,
to pay over heating the 14,000
$784.75.
when it comes,
when the check arrives for the Main Street funding.
the Main Street Fund, there we go.
Got it? Okay, I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded for Holbrook Heating to be paid from our fund once the check arrives from Onondaga County Development to pay Holbrook Heating $14,784.75, which will complete his Main Street beautification program. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Gary,
Tom, can I ask a question on that?
you may.
How are we making out with everybody else? Did everybody else pretty much get through that process, or are we getting close to getting the ones that were approved done, or
No.
where do we stand?
No, they're being a pain. JMS Services I reported last month that he was gonna be done by the end of July. I've been calling him for a week. I finally got a hold of him today. Now it's gonna be the middle of September. His grant was for $20,550, less a match of $85.43. So it would cost him $12,008. So hopefully he'll have his project completed in the middle of September.
Okay.
Noxie's Irish Pub. Their contractor walked out at the last minute. Their project was $105,880, less a match of $26,470, which would then be $79,410 from them. The project was supposed to start in June, and then in July, and then in August. Wow. And now it's gonna start in early September. But it's gotta be done by the end of the year. And if they don't have it completed by the end of the year, then all of the paperwork and everything sent to me, the contract is void. So
Holy cow.
I've been on them for months to try to get them to
They know it.
keep me updated, and they just don't.
And they know they could lose the grant if they're not.
And you
told.
need a horse to water, but sometimes you can't get on the drink, you know. So now Pompey Club has requested $20,000 for partial work completed. And I need a resolution. That check should be here any day. That's been approved by Onondaga County Development. Need a resolution to pay that $20,000 to Pompey Club when that check arrives.
I'll make a motion that we pay the 20 grand to the Pompey Club when the check arrives from county. Onondaga County Development. There you go.
James
I'll
seconded it.
second it.
Okay.
Motion made and seconded to pay the Pompey Club the $20,000 for the partial work completed on this project when the check arrives from Onondaga County Development. Any discussion?
Mhm.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, say no. Carried. Now, he has $26,600 left to use before the end of the year. And Stan Gorman told me he would have it done. So that takes care of Onondaga County Development, Main Street beautification. The SAM grant, a work in progress, oil and water separator. And you don't think we can get that done this year?
Depending on weather, obviously.
Yeah. So we have until the end of 2026 to use up these
Correct.
funds, so
Yep.
we're not crowded for
No.
time.
No.
It's just that we're not in compliance, that
Right.
concerns
It's a
me.
bill now.
I figured it out.
Hey, Bill.
I'm a little slow, but I figured it out. Too many video conference apps open at the same time. Move on. You don't need to worry about my problems.
So I need you to push on that. I'm serious.
We're working on it.
We gotta get that done.
We're working on it.
We can't let that go. The NYSERDA grant update. Is this the draft I got from John?
Is that the RFP?
I think so. Yeah, it is. So we have a grant for $60,000 to re-insulate the east wing of the shop. And John Shaheen has headed this up. He's done a pretty good job. He's got 3 bids. And I don't think we've made a decision yet on
No,
which one we're gonna go with.
no.
So we need to get together with
Well,
Bill and Don.
this RFP has to be put out published so we can get legitimate bids because of the price, right? Did you get a copy of that?
Yeah, my understanding is it's in draft form
Correct.
and once finalized, it'll be put out for sealed bids.
Seal bids, yep. And then they'll send their bids in,
Okay,
whoever responds to this.
all right, so we're gonna get that cranked up.
Yeah, you gotta talk to John first.
Okay. call John tomorrow. We want to get that done before winter.
No,
Huh?
no,
Want to get cold.
for the, well, I think it's already in there now. This won't happen until springtime.
Wheels of government move slowly.
Yeah, they do.
Why do you, just out of curiosity, why wouldn't you wanna do it now?
It's the process.
It's a
Well, you
process.
gotta, it's gotta sit for 30 days or however, when you put it out.
Yeah, my understanding of it is very much in draft form as far as we don't have the dates, the, you know, bid
Correct.
date. And I believe he was sending it to NYSERDA for review, and I don't know if that has happened yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't heard if they have either.
Let me
But
know
there's
if you
no way
hear
the
me.
process is
But-
gonna happen.
But the thing is, I'm gonna have to clean that whole west end out in a month here. I'm gonna be getting ready for winter. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be better off if it's a springtime thing.
You don't be.
Just out of curiosity and somewhat unrelated, but Amelia, do you have any ideas on grant writers and what have you seen with other towns that have been successful?
I can look into who other towns use and get back to you.
Yeah, I'm just curious. It does seem like a very important aspect that we may be losing out on some things on.
Bill, you're one of the most senior members on this board right now. Who wrote the grants before us? Do you know? Did Renee do them herself or
I
did?
think Renee and Nikki, you probably know better than I do, but Renee, certainly was relatively proactive on it, right? I mean, I
Renee
think
did, yeah, she worked.
as
countless
time
hours on
allows type thing, I assume, right?
Mhm.
Some time allows, you go and you grab onto these things, but things get busy. Whereas if we had somebody dedicated to it, maybe paid them as a percentage of the revenues or grant monies that they bring in, that might be a way to do it to entice them to pursue as many as possible. And again, I have no experience with this, so I don't know, but it might make sense to try and bring somebody in, like Tom brought up. And again, it would seem logical to pay them as a percentage of what they bring in because then we have no out-of-pocket expenses for us relative to what we're doing right now.
So I will be looking for somebody. I'll talk to the town supervisors and find out who they use, how they pay them. Does it work well for them? How does it work? All that, and I'll report
Okay.
back to the board. If you want me to. If you want me to.
Yes. No, I think it's a great idea, and Bill's idea of like shared pay based on the grant size that they bring in. If
Some pay a percentage, some pay a retainer,
Yeah.
some pay them by the hour.
Jim, do you know, have you had any experience with it?
No, I don't think any of the towns I work with have a grant writer that I can think of. I'll ask Ron.
Okay,
It's like having a good salesperson, right? I mean, we have to be prepared that the dollars we're paying them could be large, but if the result of that is that they're bringing in a lot of grant money, so be it, right? It's like having a really good salesperson in a business. And so that would seem logical to me.
makes sense to me. Okay, speed limit signs, speed limits on Route 91 and Sweet Road is a work in progress. It's a slow, steady process with your DOT over there in Albany. There are new speed limit signs on Sweet Road just south of Broadfield. A suggested 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. And then coming south, just north of Broadfield, there's a sign, 45-mile suggested speed limit. I don't know if anybody notices it or adheres to it, but at least it's something for now. But I'm working with the DOT to try to get the speed limits reduced to 45 on Route 91. Which is a state highway, which is really a problem. And Sweet Road, which is a county highway, which is also a problem. So But I'm not giving up. I'm staying on it. And I keep after these folks. And hopefully something will happen. But I knew it was gonna be a nightmare because I know previous administrations have tried to get the speed limits reduced and failed, so. But we'll stay on it.
And I'd still like to see those intersection signs at Gate Road with the flashing lights on them.
I think that's even more,
Yeah.
than them intersections.
People don't pay attention to speed limits anyway, and they're only as good as if they're enforced. But that curve is dangerous.
Yeah, don't forget the trick of rolling your window down. So you can hear them coming.
That intersection stuff, I
Yeah.
think you can do more there.
I mean, it's not gonna solve the problem, but at least.
Speaking
it'll
of
be able
bad
to say-
ideas, BR, any news on that Orem Delphi and 20 debacle?
I haven't heard anything.
They have put those posts up, but
Yeah.
there hasn't been any
They're
further.
kind of
work
at a
on it.
standstill there.
Well, hopefully, maybe
Hopefully it
because
remains-
somebody got smart and decided it was not a good place for a stoplight.
Stoplight, yeah. I don't want to.
Can
Also,
you-
Diana, the rest of your Hamlet signs are up. I don't know if you've noticed.
I did notice that. They look beautiful.
Thank
They're
you.
all up
Thank you.
finally.
Can you
Really nice.
imagine a red light on Route 20
No,
down at the
down
bottom
there.
of that hill?
No,
With a tractor trailer in the middle of winter.
Dream that up.
I don't know.
That's not wise.
All right, that's all I have. I have an announcement, the Pompey Historical Society, August 20th at 7 PM. 8 presidents most people know nothing about. Presenter Larry Cook, PhD, presidential historian and scholar. That would be interesting.
it's going on
Let's
right
go
now,
right now.
across the street.
Today is the 20th.
Yes.
And it's after 7.
So if anybody wants to go, better run.
We better get through this meeting. Okay, public comments.
Will say those historical things are awesome, the ones they've been doing. They really are good.
So James, I was wondering if that was scanning about you.
About the family.
Really? Yeah.
So, Carol O'Hara.
Hello again.
Oh,
I'm here for Henneberry Road,
Hey,
which I have no mention, you have no mention on our road on your concerns about speed limits. And I did speak with, or not speak, I emailed Rachel May, who's a state senator. And she said to me that local governments can regulate the speed limits. There's a law passed, so I think, you know, it would be a good responsibility for the board or your attorney to look into that, and it may help the process.
Did she give you any
Yeah.
details on that law, or can you forward that email to us? And
Sure.
When it was passed, that might be helpful.
Yeah, recently, fairly recently, but if it's the responsibility of local government, then.
Yeah, for sure. But that clearly was contradictory to what we always were told, that state highways and ways were regulated by state government.
I
county,
was
by
told
government.
just recently.
Yeah. And
By
then,
DOT.
yeah,
We had
Somebody
town
has to look into
yeah,
the legitimacy.
town roads, but
good news is our attorney's here.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
on the spot.
But I wish you would include Henneberry Road when you state, you know, concerns about speed limits, because I followed a dump truck. I waited in my driveway because he had gone up the road and then he was going back down. And honestly, he could have gone 100, I don't know, but it was just obnoxious.
Mhm.
And that's just one of many. And I've been here before. I don't want to be a nuisance. But I'm concerned about, you know, when you say there are so many, you know, new properties people are building, they have young children. And they're not aware. They think they're moving to the country. They're moving to a highway if we don't do something. Okay?
Yep.
Thank you. very
Thanks,
much.
Carol.
Thank you. The reason, just for me to respond to that, the reason that I prioritize 91 and Sweet is because we've had fatalities on both. And 91 more than one,
Yeah.
and Sweet more than one, and Hannahberry none, but I will include that from now on. Hannahberry Road. Anyone else?
Yes, Deb Grenier, sorry, I was reading that. Well, that's Grenier.
Deborah Grenier, 2010 Cemetery Road. I just basically want to speak out against the tree ordinance. It seemed like there were some restrictions on residents I didn't like, so I'm glad to see that it's tabled. And I also had noticed on the agenda that Hannahberry Road wasn't covered as far as the traffic safety, and I know they had come to a few meetings. I've noticed the last several months they've been coming to these town meetings, so I just want to make sure that their road is addressed. So I was concerned. I grew up on Hannahberry Road and I drove up it today. I noticed no speed limit signs except maybe close to the hamlet, but I just think you should address that section, especially near where the O'Haras live. It is kind of, I remember my youngest sister got in a little bike accident there, younger, so it is kind of there needs to be some speed limit on Hannahberry. It's really windy and hilly and. Thank you.
As are a lot of the roads in the town, Pompey. Thanks, Doug.
And then Lisa Miles.
Lisa Miles, Pratt's Falls Road. I am just looking for a copy of the code enforcement report this month. Usually it's attached to the agenda on the website and it's not there, so I'm sorry if I can see that.
You're welcome to have mine.
Thank you.
Can it get put on the website too, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
It should be on the website.
you said it
I
wasn't.
don't know if the website's today, so.
Well, Nikki's on.
I don't have it. I don't have a copy of it, so.
No.
You can't post what you don't have.
I'll give you a copy of my copy.
Very
How's
good.
that? Anyone else, Amelia?
Nope.
Anyone on Zoom that wants to make a public comment?
No.
There's no other business to come before the town. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will second that motion.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Okay.